Hello, this is M with Neural Mapping. We are here, back with Gabriel Knight.
Hello, Dr. John.
Dr. John.
Glad you could read.
I would like to show you these signs. Okay.
Do these marks look familiar?
They look like the scribbling of a child to me.
Okay, thanks.
What about the alphabet?
Do these symbols mean anything to you?
No. They look like nonsense to me. Where did you get them, if I might inquire?
I saw them scribbled somewhere. Just graffiti, I guess.
I see. By the way, I forgot to warn you, Mr. Knight. The local cemeteries are quite dangerous. Muggers, vandals. I would avoid going there alone, if I were you.
Really? Thanks for the advice.
Well, we're being threatened now, so clearly he does recognize them. That's definitely a thing.
The doorway is...
What then? Give me a foot. Alright.
I'll be going.
Come back again.
Guess we're going to the Moonbeam residence. He definitely recognized that tomb writing. He probably put it there. I mean, you never know.
Welcome, Seeker. You must be the one Dr. John called me about.
I guess so. My name is...
Wait? Gabriel Knight?
You're too quick for me.
Actually, Dr. John told me. You have come to the right place, Mr. Knight. Tell me how I can help.
I would like to ask you a bunch of questions.
Could I ask you a few questions?
Of course, Seeker.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
My practice is mainly selling charms and potions with magic power, such as gree-gree and voodoo oils. You know, everything from unrequited love to wandering spouses to winning a lawsuit. But my spells and charms are powerful, and they work.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Much of a voodoo yen's work is protecting her clients from the spell of others. I make special protective gree-gree to be worn in secret. They keep evil spells from working against my clients.
What can you tell...
The recipes for voodoo charms have been handed down from master to apprentice for centuries.
What can you tell me?
I have told you all.
Okay.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Why, that has nothing to do with me and my clientele. But I can tell you that you should stay as far from it as possible. There is badness there. Very bad.
Okay.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
New Orleans is the
Do you know anything about snakes?
snakes? You mean like my beloved Grimwald? She's a python, you know. Quite deadly in the wrong hands. I was trained by one of the great voodoo queens to learn how to hypnotize and handle snakes.
Okay.
What's the significance of St. John's Eve?
St. John's Eve? It is the greatest night of the voodoo year. There is always a traditional conclave on St. John's Eve. Most of our voodoo churches these days hold functions in the church hall. But in the old days, they had ceremonies out in the wild, and they wore animal masks and had a huge bonfire and dancing. I used to go when I was an apprentice. Sometimes in the swamp, you know. Bayou St. John. Sometimes at the lake. Lake Pontchartrain.
Okay.
Do you have any idea what Caprice Saint-Cœur means?
No. No, I don't.
Oh, that's a lie.
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
Oh, yes. She was the first of the great voodoo queens.
Do you Do you
She ruled voodoo in New Orleans for 100 years, they say.
Okay, that's not helpful.
tell me about the animal masks?
I saw them used once or twice when I was younger, but you don't see them much anymore. They are too close.
Too close to what?
Just bad karma.
Okay. We'll do herself.
Tell me about yourself.
Yeah?
How'd you get into this business?
I trained in the voodoo arts for many years with the great Queen Tabitha.
Really? Who's she?
You have never heard of her? For shame! I can see you know little of the world of magic.
I'm beginning to get that impression, yes. What kind of people come to see you?
Seekers after the truth, such as yourself.
Do you do anything else?
I am a voodoo yen, and that is plenty. It takes much spiritual effort.
How many voodoo yens are there?
No one knows exactly. Many practice in secret. There are probably hundreds. But of course the level and the power of the voodoo yens differ greatly, depending on their training and natural gifts.
Tell me anything at all.
I haven't always lived in New Orleans. I came here from Kansas as a young woman.
Tell me anything at all.
I began studying voodoo more than 20 years ago. I am well versed in the magical art.
Tell me.
Many non-believers come to me.
Okay.
I can't think of anything.
Very well.
About Grimwald.
What about her?
Where'd you get Grimwald?
She belonged to a traveling reptile show. She was being terribly mistreated, so I offered to buy her. She's named after a spirit guide I had once. The spirit Grimwald was a very powerful female snake priestess in Egyptian times.
Grimwald doesn't sound Egyptian.
I only know what the spirits tell me. Monsieur, I am sure they know better than we.
How'd you learn to handle Grimwald?
I told you, a great voodoo
Oh. Would you consider...
No, I couldn't do that. You might do some gree-gree of your own, no? One must be very careful with such things. Hair clippings, nail parings, and snake scale.
How about showing me how you handle Grimwald?
Really? You would like to see me dance, perhaps?
That would be swell.
I won't make you wait, Monsieur Knight. No matter what you see, do not be frightened.
Okay.
I'll give it my best shot.
Now that's a crazy intense animation. Ooh, snakeskin. We could use that to get the scale, probably.
Gabriel grabs the shed snake skin while Magenta is otherwise occupied.
That was pretty cool, to be fair.
There.
That's certain.
Grab our magnifying glass. Scale.
Gabriel magnifies the scale from the lake. The era that... Gabriel magnifies the shed skin from Magenta, Moonbeam's snake. The snake scales are hued brown. They don't match the scale
Oh,
from Le
dang.
Pontchartrain.
Okay. We could ask her about this stuff. Hey, what do you know about these?
Does this mean anything to you?
These are magic symbols. Deep magic.
Really? Have you seen them before?
No,
Then how do you know they're magic symbols?
Seeker, my eyes are unveiled to see truly that which is in front of me.
Uh-huh. Thanks. Tons.
Okay. What about the alphabet?
Do these symbols mean anything to you?
Ah, the voodoo code. It is very secret, yes. I studied it with my mentor, the great Queen Tabitha.
Really? Great. Can you tell me what it says?
Let's see. Well, some of it is nonsense, I'm afraid. Whoever wrote this wasn't very good.
That's all right. Just tell me what it says.
It starts with a D and a J, and then... Okay, this part makes sense. It says, conclave tonight, bring... then there's more nonsense. FWETKASH. Well, that last bit might mean cash. Fresh cash? It doesn't make much sense.
That's okay, thanks.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know.
DJ Conclave. K-A-S-H. It's a start.
I'm happy I could help.
Wait, we didn't ask her about the Gree yet.
Could I ask you if...
Sir,
Give me an example.
all right. Here's an old one. Take a lodestone and some brimstone to a crossroads at midnight. Light the brimstone with a match, and a spirit will come and give you advice in gambling. What about...
Nothing.
Oh.
Give me an
Here's an old hoodoo Dr. Gree. Place a dime under your client's tongue, and if the client is under a spell of any kind, the dime will turn black.
Give me an example of a gris.
To send someone away, take a rotten egg and write that person's name on it 9 times. You can also write on it where you want to send that person to. Take it and throw it against his door at midnight.
These are interesting.
Give me an example of a gris.
Here's a nasty one. To kill someone, get a sock or a shoe that belongs to that person. Put graveyard dirt in it and bury it under their front steps.
Does that work?
I don't know. I never tried it.
Give me an example of a gris.
To ensure the safety of your child, cut a lock of its hair while it is still a baby and keep it with you. The child must have all its hair before it can die.
These are interesting.
They're very old. The gree that I prepare is much more powerful, I can assure you, but I don't give out those secrets.
That's cool. All right. Where do we go next? We've got a tip about animal masks, cash, conclaves
Well,
tonight.
I guess I'll be gone.
But that message was from at least yesterday, so...
The only vice is the absence of love.
I've heard that. Bye now.
They seem cool, though. Animal masks. We could ask... this... We'll ask here, and then we'll go to the drugstore. They had a bunch of voodoo stuff.
Hello, Dr. John.
Glad you could return to us, Mr. Knight.
Thank you. Even though I'm pretty sure you're shady. Oh, there's their snake.
Could I ask you some more?
Of course.
Do you know anything about animal masks?
I used to have some antique African totem masks, but they were on the point of disintegration, so I removed them.
That's it?
Are you sure you can?
Unfortunately, I do not know much about...
Okay.
I guess we could try the, bookstore then.
Goodbye, Dr. John.
Goodbye.
Not bookstore, drugstore. Words. And then I'm kind of tapped. I don't know what's next.
Hello.
Oh, hi. Oh, it's a dog. Cute doggo.
Bonjour, Monsieur Walker.
Oh, bienvenue, Madame Casino. Comment ça va? How you be feeling today?
Well, I'll tell you, Mr. Walker. I'm certain someone's buried a sleep-knot bag somewhere near my steps. I haven't slept a wink in weeks.
Oh, don't that beat all? Well, you're gonna need some easy night candles then.
Do you think that would help? I do hope you're right. I said 3 rosaries this morning for Our Lady's intervention.
Rosaries are good, sure enough. But you burn those candles too, and you gonna whip any old no-sleep gree-gree, I tell you for sure.
Very well, Mr. Walker. Put them on my account and send them round to my house. Oh, and there's another thing. I didn't catch her at it, but I know Mrs. Lefebvre put stomachache powder in my tea at the last meeting of the Creole Grand Dames. Oh, I've been in misery.
You put 9 pinheads up in a little box, add a pinch of graveyard dust, and put it under her front porch step. That'll turn the trick back on Mrs. Lefebvre, and she'll be the one with the bellyache. I have the pins and the dust right here if you want them.
If the Blessed Virgin will grant me her protection, I'll be safe from these practitioners of evil.
Oui, madame. Though it don't hurt to be proactive none either, now does it?
Naturellement, monsieur. Merci beaucoup.
Mais non, madame. It is nothing. Au revoir.
Au revoir, Monsieur Walker.
All right. He knows way more about voodoo than he was letting on last time we talked to him.
Can I ask you just a few more questions? That customer of yours, the little old lady,
Customer?
the woman I saw in here, Madame Cazeneuve, you called her.
I don't talk about my customers to men who come in off the street.
Oh, all right.
Have you ever heard of...
Marie, she's somebody from the old days. One of those folk tales. Oh, the tourists eat it up, Nong.
Okay.
Do you know anything about animal masks?
Like the ones in the voodoo rituals they do for the tourists?
Right.
I used to sell a few as souvenirs. The only one left is Willie Jr. over there. The old crocodile. Well, he's sort of a mascot now, him.
Can I have?
Can you tell me...
They're curiosities, no? This is a curio shop.
Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting.
Can I have the mask?
About Willie Jr. Would you be willing to let him go?
Maybe. For $100.
$100? You gotta be kidding.
Me and Willie Jr. very close, no. I could park with him for less.
Would you take 50?
Don't insult me, monsieur. The price is $100.
Okay. Well, we need $100. don't think we have it. So, we asked him about this.
Do you know anything about these
Looks like a lot of hen.
Okay, so no. What about these? You know about these?
Do you recognize?
Don't look familiar at all.
Okay. Well,
To get the mask.
okay. That's it for today. We've made good progress. Save. Oops. Right over, yes. Let's play save 3. We're done with this week of Gabriel Knight. Hope you've all had a good time. I've had a pretty good time. We will... we could ask people at Madame Cazanou. We could ask Grace to investigate. Feels like we might be nearing the end of this day. I feel like we probably have like 1 or 2 more events, but we made way better progress than last time. We were getting our feet under us. So we've asked a lot of people a lot of things about voodoo. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you've had a good time. This was a very informative episode. A couple of episodes. Next time, more Gabe. More adventures. More murder. Bye, friends.